All right. So,
Hi, we're back.
hello.
How you doing? What number is this, guys?
I was waiting for them to respond.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
I'm surprised you're Robert's room, Stomper room.
Oh.
I see Peggy. I
right.
see Judy.
I would get so excited when they said my name.
Yeah.
They didn't say my name that
No,
I
I don't
remember.
think that they said my name either.
Oh.
I didn't get to watch it a lot though, only if I was sick home from school because
Right,
it used to come
right.
on weekdays in
Yeah.
the morning.
I know.
Well, before we continue, I just went out to my mailbox and I got this T-shirt. Oh, I'm gonna stand up.
Higher. Janice
Just
Joplin.
Joplin. Thank you, Joanne. I got a notice from Joanne, who was a friend of mine in high school, way back in the day, and she remembered that I was a Janis Joplin fan. And she was so kind to send me this shirt.
I know, that was really
It's
nice.
so thoughtful.
It really is.
was.
I love it when people do things like that, out of the ordinary.
That's right. Yep.
And she sent such a nice letter,
Yes.
a note with it.
Yes, she did. It was just,
So now you have to pay it forward and send me a surprise.
oh, I'll send you a surprise. I'll send you both a surprise. No, I thank you so much, Joanne. It really means the world to me. And I'm going to send you an actual picture, too, that you took it. I apologize for Lacey's going nuts, scratching. I don't know what her deal is. But yeah,
Yeah,
so thank you. So this is number 130?
1:30.
1:30.
Excellent.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a Saturday.
It's August 1st, and it's Adam Duritz's birthday from Counting Crows, which is why I'm wearing my Counting Crows t-shirt today.
Oh, okay.
Happy birthday.
And I'm just wearing a plain old one.
No. Lacey.
Yeah, it's green. It's a lovely shade of green.
Yeah, it's
There you
kind
are.
of a weird shade. It was like one of those things. It was like $9.99.
It is so
and
hot.
I said,
though.
okay, I'll buy it.
It was hot today. Like when I was getting dressed, I didn't even bother. I just have shorts on. It was once it reaches over 80, I'm such a whinger. It gets too hot for me. I can't deal with it. So
Yeah.
t-shirts and shorts. That's what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
I don't judge you.
No,
It's
I don't
fine.
care if you did.
I was just going to say, who
I
would
don't
care?
like wearing shorts. I'm not comfortable in shorts unless I'm on the beach.
Last
so
year
I
I
wear
wore-
like long pants all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, the light
Lightweight.
fabric
Right.
ones. And
I was driving here today and I saw this guy walking down, the main road. As I leave my house, there's a main road. He had on dark sweatpants, a dark black hoodie with the hood up, and a jacket zipped up over the hoodie. I almost crashed. I was like, what is wrong
maybe
with that?
he's homeless and he was wearing all of his layers.
It could, but I didn't get that impression.
Yeah.
It looked like he was going somewhere purposely. He had no bags or anything with him, and he seemed,
Wow, it's pretty muggy out there today too. It's
Yeah.
hot.
it was.
Definitely.
I was sweating just looking at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you are.
No,
All right.
no. I have a couple of words.
Okay.
Oh, I do too.
Let's see.
I do with real nice stuff.
Know
I
your
don't read
words.
the words.
Okay. It's called, the word is sessile.
Spell it, please.
E.
Oh, E?
No, S-E, I'm sorry. S-E-S-S-I-L-E.
Sessile.
Sessile. I have no idea.
No.
The first thing that came to me was senile, so it's pre-senility.
I kept thinking like cessation, but that's a C, so I don't know.
I got this word from the book Hidden Life of Trees, and it means permanently attached, fixed in place, or lacking a stalk. Because the author said that the trees that he was studying, or whatever, were sessile, meaning they were deeply rooted in the ground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. And then the second word I got, you should know this word, Miss
That
Judy,
always gets me stressed.
because it was in one of the books that you talked about that I'm reading now.
Okay.
And it's called Drapetomania. Drapetomania. D-R-A-P-E-T-O mania.
A lover of drapes.
It's got. I know the book you're talking
Too
about.
many drapes.
Drapetomania. It's something. It's got to be some sort of a mental illness associated with it.
That's what Okay, it's completely debunked, but the 19th century pseudoscientific concept. It was coined in 1851 by a pro-slavery physician named Dr. Samuel Cartwright, who falsely claimed that the irrational desire of enslaved black people to escape captivity was a mental illness.
Oh my God.
He probably has a statue dedicated to him somewhere.
Yeah. Really. But
In
do
the
you
South,
believe
yeah,
that?
I'm
That
sure.
just and even in the book, like how women were considered insane for having their own thoughts
Yeah.
and their own minds.
Oh
But-
yeah, or reading, or
Yes. And when I read that, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" That's how they made themselves feel better.
Yeah.
Oh, they they're insane because they don't want to be enslaved.
No, it's how they could ensure that slavery
Yeah.
Yeah.
stayed and put. You know, I think they knew what they were doing very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm glad you're reading that book, though. Hopefully you'll talk about it again, even though we talked about it here.
Yeah,
It's a good book.
Yeah, I'm reading that book, but I have to put it on pause because then I'm reading Mad Mabel because I'm going to a book discussion on it in a few weeks, so I have to get that done. And then I'm going to read John Mutter's book. He sent me the Ark, and so I'm going to read that first before I get back to The Woman They Could Not Silence.
Such a good book. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Excellent.
very good, very good. But I don't do the book first, right? I don't know why I put
No,
this
but
on.
we have to have
we
wine
have wine
first.
first, please.
Do you have a word? I thought you
No, I'll save
Okay.
it for
All right.
another time.
Well,
Because
okay.
you hogged up all the time, so. So let's have some wine.
Okay. I purposely kept this one because I really didn't want to drink it. It was from my wine club because I just didn't like the name of it. Chilled Sinault.
Oh.
And it's from South Africa.
Yeah.
And
Is it a Chenin Blanc?
no, it's a red wine. 'Cause
Oh.
I can't. Oh, I
You
should.
want me to open it?
Yeah, because I put lotion on my.
Oh, it's chilled?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because okay. She's so disappointed.
I'm like,
No,
oh,
really.
I was hoping that was just the name.
Don't be
but-
closed-minded.
I
But
know,
no,
but
but no, you're right.
It's meant to be chilled, though.
Yes, that's what I looked it up.
Oh, look at it. It looks like a dark rosé.
It looks
Actually,
like
it
fruit
looks
juice.
like a rosé, a Pinot Noir rosé.
Wait, give me your glass.
Gladly.
It's very, very. It looks like fruit juice.
And this
Looks
is why
like
I'm
a
doing
rosé.
it for my podcast because I'm like, I'm not going to drink
It's
this.
even
all right?
bubbly. It's
Oops.
even bubbly like fruit juice.
It is bubbly. Okay.
No, it's
Right.
not.
Yeah, look at the
That's
top.
just the air, and it's not carbonated.
All right, okay. Let me get the negative out.
Okay,
Negative
all
out.
right.
Yeah,
Negative out.
really.
Negative out. Okay.
All right, so it's a light-bodied red
Give wine a chance, huh?
I'm so discriminatory about wine.
Me too. All right, that's why.
Smells very
Let's-
nice.
You know what it does smell
It
nice.
smells
I'll
very
give you that.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, really? I don't know if I really. Okay.
You better-
It's a mental thing.
Oh my God! Look at the
With
nice
the legs.
legs.
It has.
Okay.
It has long legs.
All right. It's a red wine with aromas of crushed summer red berries and spice. On the palate, it delivers fresh, crunchy red fruit
Strawberries.
flavors with soft tannins and a refreshing finish.
I'm gonna sip.
All right, let's
Oh,
toast
cheers. Let's cheers.
to August
Okay,
1st.
yeah.
August 1st.
Oh, today's my brother's birthday, Kevin.
Happy birthday, Kevin.
Oh, I like it.
It's not bad. I thought I was going to hate it more than I do.
It's a nice summer red.
yeah,
It is.
yeah.
I don't. Let me take a second because I didn't taste really anything.
No,
No.
you have to breathe while you're sipping. Because you have to use your nose when you're drinking wine.
All right, so chilling red wine is one of the wine world's fastest growing trends. But this is no passing craze. More and more folks are discovering the refreshing joys of light reds, best sipped at cellar or fridge temperature. That's why we're thrilled to introduce Chilled Sinault, a fantastic red fruited pour from one of our favorite South African wineries.
So is Sinault,
It's
that's
South
the grape?
African.
Let's see. Winemaker Leo has
It's
taken
growing on
Sinault
me.
to a creative, light, refreshing wine.
Oh, okay. So I guess
It's
it's
an alternative to Pinot Noir.
yeah, that's what I said. They
What?
make rosés with Pinot Noir. That's what it reminds me of.
Look at you.
And I'm a wine
Ding, ding,
expert.
ding,
I know, you should do the sommelier class.
Really?
Yeah.
While the grape is perhaps
I don't
better
remember things.
While the grape is perhaps better known for adding softness to the famously rich reds of Chateauneuf du Pape, or peppery spice, to a Provence rosé, here it's a flying solo for you. Taste in all its pure, juicy glory. With what can you taste in it?
Strawberries,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and that's pretty much it. It is a very
I think
light
it's a little
taste. It's very
like
light.
peppery. I've got a little bit of a spice to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely
I
right.
like this. I think this is a very nice, and if you want something a little more heavy than a rosé, like the light rosés, and as I said, I've
Right.
had Pinot Noir rosés, and
Yes.
they are,
Okay.
This I think could grow on me. It's
All right.
it's something. It's
yeah, it's a good,
It would be
on a
good for the
hot day.
barbecue.
Yeah.
I know. Well, it's too
Yeah.
late now because I think I only
Oh.
have.
Now, what did you get this from your wine club?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I hung on to it because I'm like, I'm gonna wait for the podcast because I
Yeah.
don't think I'm gonna like that.
no, it's not bad.
Well, okay, so it's got raspberry and strawberry,
Okay.
and along with a tickle of spice.
Yes.
It's like summer in a glass.
Yeah. No, it's good.
Chill, obviously, and enjoy the charcuterie and cheeses with it. So,
How long did you chill it for?
just till this morning, from this morning.
Oh, okay.
Because I had to look it up today, and I'm like, oh, so it's really supposed to be chilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna put it in the fridge. And
We used to sell at the bookstore. We used to sell a wine from South Africa. It was a Chenin Blanc.
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was good.
We did like it. I can't
Yeah.
remember if we liked it or not.
It was a white,
But anyway,
so I probably
right.
liked it more than you did.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
it was good.
Okay, it's a screw top. Okay, so how much would you?
How many stars you talking about?
No,
Oh, the alcohol?
how many wildflowers?
Oh, Wildflowers.
I would give this 4.25.
Okay,
I'm gonna say 3.5.
okay.
Yeah,
For what it is, I'll give it a 4.
Yeah.
yeah.
Alcohol cut. Excuse me, alcohol
I'm gonna
14.
say. It's got those leaves. I'm gonna say 13 and a half.
12.
Oh.
So that's not
See,
bad.
that makes
Because the
it
winter
even
this
better.
evening- Yes. Yeah.
You know, for a nice summer afternoon
Exactly.
drink.
Yeah, that is better because you don't
Yeah.
want to be.
I'm gonna look
having a
into
heavy
Sinol, Sinol?
Sin salt.
Sin salts.
I
have
should
to look it up.
Yeah, we'll have to look it up.
Let me take a
Price
picture of
point.
it. Oh.
Now remember, it's my wine club, but
I know, but
I'd say 13.
I'm gonna go for $14.99.
19.
Oh,
see?
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That is.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? I'm more
I'm glad you
pleased with
gave
it than I
to
thought
us.
it. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it's not sweet. This isn't a sweet
Yeah, no. Oh my
chilled
God.
wine because that's
Yeah, I feel like
awful.
it's so drunk.
Yeah,
I'm like, no.
No, if it was sweet,
Yeah, I
we
can't.
all
We
would
would
have been
hate
like,
it. Right, but a lot of summery wines
Right.
or chilled wines, I feel that are red tend to go sweeter,
yeah.
and I don't like that.
Mm.
That happens with a lot of the rosés too. I think,
Yeah. No, you're right.
and I think that's why I'm automatically like, oh no, I don't
like, I
want
think-
that. But
Yeah.
this isn't sweet.
No, it says that it suits being chilled and consumed in the sunshine.
Yes,
All
that's
right.
true. If you want to take it home, you can, because I won't want to drink
Oh,
it.
Judy, you could bring it home.
All right, I'll bring it home.
Also, I'm surprised. I didn't think
Yeah.
I will.
She
I'll
gave
bring
it
home.
a 4 something.
No, I gave it
She
3.5, but
Yeah.
I think that was conservative. It could probably go to 4.
Yeah. I think it's very
It's
nice.
growing on
Okay.
me. It is like for what it was described to be and what it was aiming to
Right,
be.
it's not trying
It
to be a
fits the
cab,
bill.
you know.
Right,
It's
it fits
right.
the bill.
Yeah.
It fits
Yeah.
the bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I
Yeah.
done good.
You did.
You did
You
good. You did good. Okay, well, I have the book, and I'm not going to say a lot about the book because I never got to go over my talking points about it.
Oh.
And then I'm always afraid that I'm going to slip out and give away something,
I'm afraid
you know.
I'll
But
forget
the
things.
name of the book is Maggie, semicolon, or a man and a woman walk into a bar.
How intriguing.
And that's what, every time I go into it's always on the front table in the bookstore.
Really?
And the colors are striking.
Would you want to tell people what bookstore it's on the front?
Theodore's Books in Oyster Bay, New York.
Okay. Very
And
good.
and then I looked at the title and I put it down. And then I was, talking to Chloe, the manager, and I said, I'm considering this one. Let me look. And I looked. And I kept on coming back and picking it up because I love the title.
Yes.
It's such an intriguing title.
Yes.
So the author is Katie Yee, and this is her debut novel.
Oh, I love debut novels.
Yeah, and
I do.
this was told. The main character is telling the story. It's in some parts it's like stream of consciousness.
Oh,
it's
okay.
like she remembers things and like there's no chapters. There's little sections. Sometimes it's a paragraph. Sometimes it's a couple of pages. But the theme of the book, I almost said the movie. The theme of the book is this woman. You never find out her name, and I didn't realize that until after I finished.
Oh.
I said, oh, what was her name?
Oh.
And then I said, oh, I never found out her name.
So it's not Maggie.
No, I'm going to tell you who Maggie is.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I was going to say, it's not Maggie?
Yeah, no, her name is not Maggie.
Okay.
So anyway, the main character in the book, who is nameless, she and her husband... they have 2 kids. They've been married for years and years. She's not that old though, so. I mean, I think her son is like 6 and her daughter is younger. So, relatively young couple, and her husband's name is Sam. Like, everybody else's name. Her son is Noah, and I forgot the daughter's name. They're in this happy marriage. And they go out to eat one night. He says, come on, I'm going to take you out for Indian food. And she's sitting there.
Where does this take place?
In New York. They live in New York.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it's in the city. At first I thought it was. But then in parts of the book she talks about, her garden. She's trying to grow things. And so who knows? It could be.
Right.
But anyway, it's in New York, near the city, if not in it. So they're out eating, and the husband's, says, well, I want to tell you something. And he said, I'm having an affair. So now she is like stunned. She, and she describes her reaction like she can't even respond to it. She's dead silent, can't look at him. They're in a buffet restaurant.
Were the kids there or no?
No.
Okay.
It was like a date for them. And she just sits there, and then she decides to get up. She can only stare at the buffet. And she gets up, and she goes, oh, I'm getting up to get more food. So, like, she never says anything about it the whole night. And they go home, and she's very, very stunned because there was nothing leading up to it.
Mm.
Like, in her mind, they were perfectly happy and had a good relationship. And he's like this super dad. Like, her kids, like, love their dad. And he's especially good at telling stories at night. Like, he mixes up, different fairy tales together, and they love it. And she likes telling stories too. She is, I think she's Chinese, or maybe she's Asian. And she likes to tell stories too, but they always prefer him to things. So that's where this title kind of comes from, because she said, I realized that my kids don't think I'm funny. And she thought that she was.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she was in a bookstore with her friend Darlene. She told Darlene what was happening, and she's just devastated. And she sees a book on a table, the anti-joke book. So that's kind of like
Right.
where this came from.
I thought the title was referencing how the 2 of them went into a restaurant, but they walked into a bar. I thought it was the couple, but no, that's
Yeah, no, it isn't. So it turns out, so eventually she starts asking questions. She'll never ask why. she doesn't want to know why, because she knows that it's going to be, the onus will be on her.
Did he ever why aren't you responding? Did he nudge her after he told her?
No, he let her be silent.
Uh-huh.
I guess he gave her space to,
Right. He's so
absorb
kind.
it.
That's so kind.
You know what? He was this really nice guy, that you would like. But it was kind of weird because, there was nothing leading up to it.
Was the affair still going on?
Yes.
So it wasn't like he was over and then he told her?
No. He said, I'm having an affair. So it turns out that Maggie is the woman that he's having an affair with. And he's a headhunter. That's his job.
Oh,
He places people, he looks, for people to place into these big jobs in Manhattan. And Maggie was one of the clients. And then they had an affair and he fell in love with her. So, right after this happens, she went for her mammogram.
Oh, no.
And she has breast cancer.
Not Maggie, but the woman.
Yeah.
Maggie had breast
No.
The one-
Sam's wife, the
Right.
unnamed
No
woman.
name.
Right.
And she finds out that she has breast cancer. And she confides in her best friend is Darlene. And the decision she makes is, I'm not telling him. I don't want his pity now.
Right.
And it's told in this stream of consciousness thing.
Mm-hmm.
See, these are the chapters. It's just
Right.
a little asterisk.
Okay.
And then maybe a couple of pages, maybe one page.
Looks like a short book. Though.
It is a short book. It's less than 200 pages. With the acknowledgments,
Right,
it's
right.
200 pages.
Okay.
And I love her writing.
That's awesome.
This was one of those books that I didn't want to stop reading it. Yet I wanted to savor it too. I said,
Yes.
I'm almost finished with
Yeah.
it. And she talks about her son a lot and her relationship with her son and her mother. There are a lot of mother things going on in here too. I just really, really loved it, and I give it 5 wildflowers.
Wow.
Oh, I'm gonna
It's
have to look
such
her
a
up.
good,
Let me
such
write
a
this
good
book
story.
down. That sounds like a great read.
Summit Books. Is that a imprint?
I don't
Katie
remember.
Yee, Y-E-E.
Simon
and Schuster.
Okay.
Yeah, Katie Yee.
Maggie.
Yeah.
You could borrow it if you like, Judy.
Oh no, I'll pick it up. That's
It's
why
a- it's a
keep
quick
it,
read.
'cause women-
It's very, very,
So you
very
said
good
how many-
story.
how
I have
many-
5 wildflowers.
Oh,
I really
okay.
loved
Sounds
it.
like a great
Her
book.
writing is wonderful. I hope that she writes something else soon.
Is she from New York? Did it give any background on
Let's
her?
see, Katie, she's from Brooklyn.
Oh, there you are.
She received fellowships from the Center for Fiction,
Oh.
the Asian Americans Writers Workshop,
I've been to both
and
places.
Kundiman. I don't know what Kundiman is.
Yeah, that I've never been.
Kundiman. And her work has appeared in various literary magazines. By day, she works in arts and culture. By night, she writes, usually under the watch of her judgmental rescue dog, Ollie.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you love
So
that.
this is, she looks very
Yeah,
young.
let me see.
Yeah, congratulations, Katie.
I know, it's
Yes.
a beautiful, beautiful book, and
Good for her. And I love that you picked up a debut novel too. I just love it.
yeah.
Awesome.
And you didn't know it was a debut?
No, I didn't.
I'm gonna
I
pick it
didn't
up.
know.
Very
So,
cool.
I want to
Anyway.
buy it, especially the debut novels. I want to buy.
Yeah. Yeah.
For them.
I know.
That's
So
great.
anyway, that's it. And Judy, you bought me this book
Oh,
for
yes.
my birthday, I think.
did. Yes.
And I read this one too. Very, very interesting.
What is it?
Yes, all the different. My favorite one happened in
Do you want to tell them-
Huntington.
do you want to
The
tell
name of the book is Historic Crimes of Long Island.
So you're
Yeah.
doing 2 book reviews? Is this what
No, I'm not. I'm just telling you, if you're interested in true crime from long ago, my favorite took place in 1872. So one of
What
them
town?
was 16 in Huntington,
Oh.
and then there was one in the 1600s. It was one of the first witch trials, but it was on Long Island.
Wow. It
So,
seems very interesting.
Very, very interesting. But this one here is The Tarring, Feathering, and Murder of Charles G. Kelsey.
Oh.
And there's a
I
plaque
just-
someplace in
I just
Huntington
read a
about-
really interesting quote I loved. You probably both have heard it. They didn't burn witches. They burned women.
Yes, I read
You saw
that
that?
somewhere too.
Yeah.
Quite a while
Yeah.
ago, I saw that.
And I was like, that's so true.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I was like,
That was
I mean,
their
we knew it
excuse.
in one level, but still to see
That was their excuse for
Yeah.
murdering women that didn't fit into the mold that they
Exactly.
wanted them in.
And they didn't have the mental asylums like they had in the Woman Who Cannot Be Silenced.
Right, exactly.
And so
Exactly.
they burned
Exactly.
them.
There was a one-liner in this, and now I can't find it. But it was, it used the title, and it said, a man and a woman walk into a bar. It sounds like the beginning of a joke.
Right, right.
And period. It was the beginning of an affair. So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
She really is an excellent writer.
Oh, that's
Wow.
exciting. I
Yeah.
hope to see her again.
Nice.
So you're doing the topic,
I
right?
am doing the topic. It's a little disjointed, but I need a little help from you ladies. You don't have to say it out loud, but I will. Do you have your phones with you?
Yeah.
All right. Are they Apple phones? I think.
Yes,
Okay. So
mine
go
is.
to settings.
Oh. Okay.
Wait a minute. Where's my settings? I had it up here. Okay. And let me follow along. Okay. So you're in settings.
Yep.
Okay. Go to screen time.
Yep.
Okay. And you should see a daily average. Do you have yours? Where's yours? How come yours doesn't pop up? Okay. Apps. Oh, this is probably it. Just do it for now. Then you can turn it off. Oh, yours. Why isn't your app? Why can't you see yours?
I don't know.
Downtime. Is yours on, Peggy? Yeah. Okay. So do you want to say what yours is?
Mine is 1 hour and 29 minutes.
That's
day.
good. Mine is higher. Mine is 2 hours and 15
Hmm.
minutes a day. And you could see if you find yours, Carol. I don't know
Right.
what yours is. Total screen time. Yours is set to 0 minutes. That's not right.
Oh wait, day.
No, you probably didn't have it set to capture it, maybe. So
Oh,
now it's
okay. Okay.
But on this, so you could do this at home. Then you could see all app and website activity, and it will
Mine
break
was
up.
actually up 19%.
So then click this button.
Oh, you
here.
know why? Because last week I went on vacation and I didn't have my phone with
Oh,
me. I
that-
left my
that's
phone
right. I
home.
heard that.
Yeah, so that doesn't count.
All right, so click
Well,
on that.
no, that wasn't last week. That was average.
But
Oh, okay.
it'll tell you your most used apps that you'd use on a daily basis, right? Or where
Okay,
you see your
all
screen time.
app and
Porn
website.
site.
Yes, go
Is
on
this
that.
what I'm doing?
Click on that, and then scroll up a little bit, so you'll see. And mine, well, today was on Zillow because I was on Zillow quite a bit today.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
So that is, and then my second one was Reddit.
Okay.
All right.
What about you?
Mine is messages because I talk to my sisters. We all have a group chat.
Okay.
And that's how, instead of calling each other, we just
We
all
do the
talk
chat.
together. And my second one is phone.
Okay.
Because I don't have a landline. This is my phone.
I think we're pretty much below average for the
Yeah, it
average
sounds
person
that.
of screen
Yeah.
time, and it changes for basis on days. But the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because do you know? I know it depends on what type of book you're reading, but a typical 300-page book, let's say a light fiction, like a mystery, or like a light summer read or something, takes, if you were to sit down and read it, even though you do it in blocks of time, would take on average about 8 to 10 hours. A typical reader.
Okay.
Some people spend that much time a day on their
Their
phone,
phones. Yeah.
right?
I believe it.
Yeah.
I go places and all I see are people scroll. It really, like you literally see them, like they can't
You
stop
see
looking
them
at it.
walking down the street.
Well, that's why I wanted to bring
Let me
this
tell
up.
you something, all right, before I
Don't
forget.
hijack my topic.
I'm not. No. I was driving on Berry Hill Road yesterday. You know how narrow
Yes, I
it
know
is.
that road, yeah.
It's got this shoulder that's about
Yeah.
6 inches wide where bicyclists go.
Right.
The guy was on Berry Hill Road in that thing on his phone, one-handed.
Well, it's become a problem. Obviously, we know it's a problem, and some countries are, doing something about our school district. Well, New York was this year started making it where you can't have
Right.
phones in school, and I think it's a great thing. But I had an experience recently, and I wanted to tell you guys about it. It reminded me of, I don't know if you've ever seen the musical Into the Woods. There's a song at the end. It's the witch sings, "Careful the things you say. children will listen,
Yeah.
right? Careful of things you do, children will see
Yep.
and learn,
Yeah.
right? And we're giving children access to phones and tablets at very young ages. But I had an experience. I had to bring my one daughter to a pediatrician recently, about 2 weeks ago. And it was towards the end of the day, so we thought we were going to be the only ones in there, but yet there was all of a sudden, while we're waiting for the doctor to be done, a woman comes in. She was probably in her 30s with her son, who was about 6, maybe 7, and they're sitting in the waiting room, and he's the cutest little boy. And she comes in, plops down right away, and starts scrolling on the phone like this, right? The little boy sits down, and on his seat there was one of those chapter books, like the beginning reading books, and it was Spider-Man, and he got so excited, and he's like, "Oh, Mom, look, it's Spider-Man," and she's like, she goes, "Oh, that's level 2. That's too hard for you."
Oh God.
No.
And I'm sitting with my one daughter, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and I'm just
Your
like,
mouth shut.
right, and I'm like, oh, and so he's like, and then he was like, "No, I can do it. I read a level 2 at school once. I can do it." And she's like, she takes her and she's like, "You don't know any of those words."
Oh my gosh!
And then she goes back to her phone and she scrolls. And I'm ready. I was going to get up and I was going to read to the boy or just like sit down, like, "Why don't you show me a read?" But then, it gets so, you're interfering and, but it was so the boy was still like, he wanted to read it. So he sat down.
Why did she say
And he opened the book and he started, and of course he comes to a word right away that he had trouble with. And rather, he closes it and he goes, I don't want to read this anyway. I've changed my mind.
Oh.
And he went back and then he picked up a baby toy that was on the ground, like for like a toddler. And he sat there and I wanted to cry because I said, what a missed opportunity this mother had for her kid. And I know it sounds judgmental, and I don't know what that woman was going through.
I really don't know what she was judged. I'm sorry. I don't care what the hell you're going through.
But it was so heartbreaking for me because it reminded me of the song, "Careful Children Will Listen." He listened. He said, "My mother said this is too hard for me."
That's right. I can't do it.
And he put it down. He couldn't do it. And then that brings me to my topic, which is the state of our literacy as a nation. And there's been a lot of, there was a great article in The Atlantic that's been making the rounds on cable TV lately, and the statistics were startling. One of them was that 80% of the books that were purchased last year in America were bought by 20% of the population, readers. That read it. So there's not, and it's decreasing.
Yeah.
This is a little disjointed because I wrote in a lot of different things, but reading for pleasure over time, over the past 20 years, has decreased 40% among adults over the past 20 years. And it's continuing to decrease at an average about 3% per year. We're already at 40% decrease.
I know.
So there are official studies for this, and there's actually something which I never heard of. It was called the American Time Use Survey. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
It measures the amount of time people spend doing various activities, such as paid work, volunteerism, childcare, socializing, and leisure activities. So I said, let me look into this. It's been going on for a long, long time, and they had 2 sections which were relevant to today. Last year, they come out every year, but last year's report said the hours per day children spent reading to or with their children. Total of 0.10 hours.
Wait a minute. So that's the amount of time that a parent reads with their children.
Or an adult. They didn't say, but it's called an adult. Okay. Men on average was less. They only spent 0.04 hours. Women on average was higher, 0.16. And it depended on the age of the child. So at the ages of, if a child was under 6 or under, they were 0.07 hours. But once they got to 6 to 17, it drops dramatically. A time spent reading to your children is 0.02 hours. From 6 to 17. Now I know I'm an outlier. I mean, I still read aloud to my kids. We just did it again this morning. We're going through Great Expectations slowly, but it's a nice activity.
Awesome.
We have great dialogue, and it's a good way to introduce challenging language.
Yes,
I think
exactly.
sometimes to people.
In the classics, it is challenging.
Right,
sometimes.
But 6, I was surprised at
I know.
6 because 6, since the Harry Potter series, I started reading to them at the age of 7 a lot.
Yeah.
Like, and that's a great thing to get kids excited about. The other topic was time spent reading per day, just generally, anybody, time spent reading a day.
And when you say reading, could it be the paper? It could be the...
Yes, it could be, and I wrote it down. Reading equals books, magazines, newspapers, whether it be print, electronic, or audio form.
Oh.
So,
okay.
this is, so, and let's see, how am I going to break down? Men were lower at 0.23 hours, and women were 0.31. But 19-year-olds and under only spend 0.10 hour a day reading.
And how much time is that? Forgive me, I'm challenged
I'm
mathematically.
mathematically, so I'm thinking, so if it's
Like
an hour...
10 minutes or
No,
less?
I'd say if there's 60 minutes in an hour, right, I'm not good with math, everybody knows that. So
Yeah.
so 10% of that's what, 6 minutes?
I don't know.
0.1,
I don't know.
So
Is
Yeah,
anybody
it
out
is.
there
It's 6
know?
minutes, yeah.
So contrast that with playing computer games, and it's
God.
for 19 and under, it's 1.1 hour and 53 minutes a day.
Yeah.
For the ages of, so my age group of 45 to 54, it's 0.21, so that's like 12 minutes, I guess, an hour. Contrast that with video games is 0.39, so we play, my
wow.
age group still plays more video games, right? This is surprising. So the next age group, 55 to 64, still has the same reading level, 0.21, but video games is still higher, 0.26.
Wow.
Now, older 65 to 74-year-olds, they spend a little more time reading, 0.46. And now, still not even an hour a day, for people.
Right.
But listen to their video game usage is 0.43. It's almost equal. They're spending almost the same amount of time playing video games that they are spending reading.
Wow.
And we wonder why our country's the way it is.
So, let me see. So I read that one. So let me go through. So what are some factors? I've done some research. I read a whole bunch of different articles. Some factors that affect this. Okay, our digital culture, right? Scrolling. We've become such a scrolling. How do you see it on the train? Somebody's
It's very
really not
addictive.
nobody's
It is
reading.
addictive.
Yeah,
And
they
what are they
purposely put it
scrolling?
that way.
They're scrolling like videos.
Yeah.
So we've become a digital imagery. Instagram, TikTok,
And like instant, like information that they can convey in like a minute.
right.
Or under a minute sometimes, these
Right.
things.
Also, the access of videos like YouTube, Netflix, Apple. People can take their television shows with them wherever
Yes.
they go and watch that instead of reading a book. So
yeah.
where we used to be on a train commute, you could bring a book with
Yeah.
you,
Right,
or
right.
maybe even listen to music or something. But now people are sitting there watching whole shows
Right.
rather than
Yeah.
picking up a book. Okay.
Yeah.
So also limited access, right, to reading materials. You would think in the year 2026, is there really that much of a limited access? But there is, because don't forget, not the whole country, especially rural areas, have problems with internet.
Right.
Reliable internet,
Yeah.
right? Which is where you get those free library books. You
Right.
can download
Yeah.
and so forth. Library funding is at risk, which we know. Okay, I'm going to go forward here because it just so gets me angry. There was a big executive order passed, I don't know if you remember, at the beginning of the year, by this administration, wanted to cancel the funding for the Institute of Museum and Library Services, right? They sued, and in April, they won, and the government backed down, and they appealed, but then they withdrew the appeal. You think it's over? It's not, because that was for last year. The White House put out its proposed budget for fiscal year 2027. There is zero funding for the Institute of Museum and Library Sciences and the Innovative Approaches to Literacy program. They've given zero money to those programs. Now, doesn't mean it will pass. This is a proposed budget, and of
Right.
course it's got to go through the Senate and the Congress, and and usually there are changes. But I mean, this is the priority from the White House.
Right.
This White House is telling us we want $0 for literacy programs and $0 for the libraries. Okay.
Keep America
Right.
stupid.
And it
Exactly.
would have been that way, but
Banter.
21 state attorney generals sued, and I'm so glad that they did, and they won. Okay, so your library has funding for the 2026 because 21 state generals sued and won. But that's a reason for limited access. Rural areas, adults are struggling with basic literacy because they're playing catch up with the digital literacy. Right, they don't know how to use the technology to get these books from their computers, or or even in the workplace how to do that. And local libraries teach people this.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you get there? All right.
And in rural areas, it isn't like us here on Long Island. Like your library's close.
Right.
You know, you don't have to drive,
Right.
like 10, 15 miles
Right.
to get to the library, if not more.
Absolutely. There is economic insecurity is a factor. So when people are stressed out about money, right, then they are going to have less leisure time because they're going to work more. They're working hard. And this administration has given us inflation, has given us unemployment at record numbers, has given us higher gas prices. I just filled up my tank to come here. It cost me $80
Wow.
Yeah.
to fill up my gas tank today.
My little tiny Subaru, it cost me $55
Yeah.
every time I fill it up.
So when people are nervous about that, and wars cost give a lot of people economic insecurity and anxiety about it. They're not feeling the best time to have downtime and leisure
I was just
time.
going to say that, yeah.
And people also now, I was reading something about it this morning, they have stress about the war because their sons and daughters, are going to end up going over there.
Yeah. But that's okay because there's in the fiscal year budget for this year that's also proposed by this administration. They may not read about this, right, of what's going on currently because they want to eliminate standalone federal kindergarten through 12th grade literacy programs. It's wiped out. In the White House's proposal for next year, for fiscal year 2027, which starts October 1st, which is in this budget, there is $0 for federal kindergarten through 12th grade literacy programs. I had to repeat that because I want people to understand what that means. It zeroes out funding for after school and summer learning programs. It zeroes out federal adult education funding. $0 for that. Keep America stupid.
Exactly.
Make America stupid again.
Now, do they give a reason why they're not giving the funding? Is there a solid reason?
Well, they have to cut the budget somewhere because they gave 4% tax cuts to the wealthiest
Right.
people and corporations.
They also
So
have
they
wars.
cut it from there, and they cut it from SNAP
Yeah.
and from Medicaid.
Medicaid, yeah.
And you know what? They must have cut some Medicare
Right.
too, because
we're losing.
I had my MRI this year, and it cost me double what it cost me last year.
Oh.
Copay.
Yeah.
And we still don't have a national health care plan.
No.
Not even concepts of a plan are being
No.
talked about anymore.
Right.
As
They
you
don't
notice
want
that.
to cover. They don't want to cover us.
No, they don't. And they don't want us to have the leisure time. That's the fourth factor. There's a national decline in leisure time due to a lot of factors. People working more because they're spending more. Things cost more to pay for your gas, your eggs, your groceries, right? So you don't have as much leisure time anymore, which is what they want, right? Because then if you have leisure time,
You think about what's going on.
You read, some people educate themselves, but also they made everybody go back into the office. So your transportation time is longer.
That's right.
Your
It's making
commute
your day
time is
longer. Yeah.
And like we started out talking at the beginning of this topic, long are those days when you'd look on a subway car and see everybody holding a newspaper. Now you go on a subway car, everybody's here either scrolling through Instagram probably or watching some Netflix. So this is what they this is the message that we're going. So I wanted to bring this at the takeaways. This administration doesn't care about literacy.
No.
Clearly, they've given zero funding for it, and they sued using our taxpayer dollars to defend the suit and appeal it to try to keep the National Library and the adult literacy programs from getting the money. And they're trying it again now by giving $0. They don't care about our education. Gone are your federal funding for your after-school learning programs. All you working parents who are working more and need somebody to care for your kids after school, don't look to this administration to help you with that federal funding.
No, because
okay?
they're putting all the burden on the states, and the states can't afford
Now,
it.
I say this as again, because your senators and your congressmen can come through and amend this budget, and I hope that they do. So write your congressmen, write your senators if these issues are important, which they should be.
Especially if your congressman or senator is a Republican.
Yes.
Because they're the ones that try and stick with Trump in everything.
Right, but these are
Even if it hurts their own
these are
constituents.
important. And also your access to libraries. This administration doesn't care. Based on, look at the record that's been done. Executive orders pushed out, federal budgets pushed out, all no priorities for that. So we're going in the wrong direction nationally. I'm not surprised we're having this big decline. Reading is a low-hanging fruit, as we talked about in the podcast. You know, it's an easy tool for people to better themselves, right? It's relatively, accessible if the tools are there. The tools are relatively cheap, right? But it's a low-hanging fruit to take away and to deny people that bridge to education as well. So of course they're going after it. I've been actually really trying to, privately, I'll talk with you ladies, but I really would like us to brainstorm how we can counter that in our own communities.
Well, that's, as you're talking, I was thinking about that, and I just within the last 2 weeks' time, I've had 3 different people say, oh, I don't read.
I've been working with my daughters on how different ideas we can do. And I said,
that's
I'm going to come up, talk to Peggy and Carol and see what we can do, because it's going to be grassroots. This is the way it starts, but if we care about our own communities, we need to start taking care and get people, and not just people, but children, not just children, but adults interested in reading again. That woman in the doctor's office, she broke my heart. And that really,
Well, she's part
really
of
did
the
it.
problem.
Yeah.
Like we want our kids to be literate, and she was discouraging her son from reading.
And she was modeling this. And now we're all guilty of it. I mean, I'm not saying I haven't used my phone when I'm in a waiting room in front of my kids and everything like that, but, and maybe she is a great reader with her kids at home. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I don't want to.
Don't give her the benefit of the doubt, because what she did said exactly who she is. The only time I scroll on my phone if I'm in a waiting room is if I forget to bring my book.
Right.
Yes.
When I go to the doctor, I always bring my book.
Well, we subscribe to the New Yorker, and one of the big things I like about that is because I usually have a tote bag with me, and that's light. I could just stick that in there. And we were at the dentist, and there was an article on. I'm a few weeks behind in the New Yorker, but there was an article about a mom using the Alexa. She's become dependent on that. We have to talk about that another time. And she's using it as more like a friend. And her daughters are feeling very isolated. She's got 2 young daughters, and they're feeling very isolated because she's constantly talking. She's named it Sapphire. And I was reading this in the dentist's office, and I gave it to my girls because they each were getting cleaning. So like one was in the other side. And it opened up great dialogue too, like just to have that there.
Well, something that Peggy would tell customers when we had a bookstore, and they would say, oh, they don't read, our child doesn't read, and Peggy goes, you haven't found the right book yet. And that's what I'm going to tell whoever's watching this. If you're scrolling and you stop to hear us talk, set aside 15 minutes a day and look at something that may capture your interest.
Absolutely.
And start reading. I've been reading so much more this summer. At the beginning of the year, I made myself that promise, and I have been loving it. I read at least 2 chapters in the morning of the book I'm in. I read 2 chapters at night after Jeopardy is done. And I'm like, I just feel like, well, as a writer, it's so good to be a reader too. And I'm not going to stop after this year. I'm not going to be like, well, I did it. No, I have, just this past weekend, I went with my son and my daughter-in-law to 2 different bookstores. And I never walk out without buying something, and I just like, oh, I have so many books, but I don't feel a dread. I feel excitement. Like,
Yeah.
God, I love reading.
Yeah.
I spend minimum of like 2 hours a day reading, and it's usually more
Right.
in the summer
Right,
because
right.
I read a little before dinner and while I'm preparing, like if it's on the stove, and then after dinner I go outside
And it's
with
lighter,
my book
longer. Yeah.
and I read until dusk or the
Yeah.
mosquitoes get to me.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
so it's 3 hours sometimes, 4 hours.
Well, that's
I love
why
it.
I wanted us to talk. You see our phone, and maybe if you do it at home, take a look what your daily
Yeah.
screen time usage
Yeah.
is. And we, like as a family, we talked about it. We looked at it, and some of us were surprised at it, and it was like it was kind of a wake up call, and just maybe make a goal. If you know it'll take 8 to 10 hours to read a typical 300-page book. I'm not talking like a scientific,
Right,
nonfiction,
right.
like a light fiction book. Think about it. I did 2 hours a day about, I could read more books that time,
Right.
get through
Yeah.
it, or
Yeah.
you could try to maybe cut down your screen time by 10%, 20%,
Yeah.
and use that time for a book.
Well, it's kind of exciting because was it a week ago, Natasha sent me a picture and she was on the beach and she was reading my novel.
Aw.
Which novel?
Yeah,
The
the new one.
The Liberation
Okay,
of Jane
good.
Carter.
Good.
And today she said, I'm back where I started at the beach and I just finished your book.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
And she goes, Amos didn't die. I'm not going to say anything more about that, but
Yeah.
and we were texting back and forth about different things, and she's been reading a lot more, and she's got a very stressful job, very
Well,
stressful.
when you're stressed, reading
Helps.
really helps. You're relaxed.
Yeah.
You're out of your own head.
Yes.
Yep. Yes.
You know,
Yes.
you're in somebody else's life.
Yes.
And even if that character's life is stressful, it's not you.
Right.
Well,
Right.
and the creativity, because while you're reading, you are picturing
Yes.
the scene. You're picturing what these characters look like.
I know.
You're using your imagination, which is why it's great for kids to have that visual, but it's great for adults to keep that part of our brain
Yeah.
Oh
alive.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The creativity going. And
Yeah.
that's for somebody like you were saying who is stressed.
Mm-hmm.
What a great tool to give yourself.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Well-
I have a tote bag that has it has a saying on it, something like that. Literature is the best way of ignoring the rest of the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that is a great
That's my
subject. It's a
topic.
but it's a very serious one, and
I know.
it makes me
America
crazy.
is really dumbed down now.
Oh.
It is, but we can do something small. We can do
Yeah.
something. And
We'll have to talk
the
about
three
it.
of us are book people, and we've got book industry experience. If we can't figure something out to do, I don't know who else can.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm excited because I do see there's different bookstores have been opening up just on Long Island. The one in Port Washington, Report, it's called, and then the one in Baldwin. It got a nice shout out in the paper, and then the one in Huntington.
Belmore and
Yeah.
Northport and
Yep,
yeah.
and I'll be doing an event in Northport Books on
Yes.
October 1st, and all these bookstores, and I just love it. I just, even though ours didn't hold up for a number of reasons, but
You know,
Yeah.
it makes you feel optimistic, even if half of them close. The average small business doesn't get past
Right.
5 years.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but even if they're around for 5 years, or if half of them have to close, you know, somebody could survive, and you
And
can't give up on it.
here's an idea. Look in your area, see if there's a book club. And and there's one called the Gloss. It's an international book club, and they have different local book clubs. And there are a lot of book clubs. And you know, it's nice to be around other people.
You could do them virtually too.
Well,
some book
yes,
clubs too.
That's very true. Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I want to hear more about your ideas. But thank you, Judy.
Yeah. Oh no, thank you for listening and for contributing.
So
Yeah, so.
So thank
That's
you
it.
all. So that's another one under our belt.
Go
So
pick up a book and
let
read.
us know what you're reading.
Yes,
and what you're
please.
recommending. We'd love to know.
Maybe we'll pick it up and review
Yeah.
it here.
Yes.
Read
ourselves.
this one, and it's a quick read. It's perfect
Yes.
for beach or vacation.
Okay.
I'm
So.
gonna pick that one
Yeah,
up.
it's a
That
good
sounds
one.
just like up my
Yeah.
alley.
Thanks for sharing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you guys.
Bye.
Nice to see you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Appreciate it.